Hey world, this is Justin, and you are tuned to Anywhere the Needle Drops. Welcome to the show, folks. Welcome. Today we have our sit down with Sin, local producer and hip hop artist, just churning out tracks left and right, and we had a good time chatting at the Theory One studio. This has been a long time coming. Sin and I have been trying to get together, and finally we made it happen, and we had a good old time talking about his creative work and just life in general, and how that all kind of frames together. And, you know, I think it just goes to show life is challenging, the world is challenging, but man, art is important. Sometimes art can seem maybe a little frivolous or low on the priority list when you know, a lot of other things are going on that seem difficult, but art is the beauty in life, and you know, it is important. We've got to do it. We've got to keep on using our voices and saying the things, and you know, pushing back on power, and also speaking the beauty of the world out into the rest of the world, so we can all have a little joy and all that. So. Keep on making stuff, people. Keep on talking. Keep on getting out there and doing the good work. Also, folks, mark your calendar, October 25th for Botany and Beats. That's going to be an opportunity to see some of Sin's work in person, live and up front and personal, and not just Sin. A whole bunch of great artists are going to be over there at Botany and Company, 909 Portage Avenue in South Bend. That's Botany and Beats on October 25th. Mark your calendar. Make sure you check out that show and support local artists, of course. You can find all sorts of work from Sin if you follow the links in the show notes. Dude is just churning out stuff left and right, but we're going to give you a little sample of some of Sin's music right up here next, and then head on over to my chat with Sin right after. Enjoy. Here's to life.
Reveal all things my eyes and ears ain't present for. What you hear is Tony and Sincere build rapport. I may not fly in literal sense, but on beats I soar. If ain't nobody else gon' do it, I'll toot my horn. You ever did some fuck shit to them, I'm keeping score. And if they mad, gon' have to be teed even more. When it just so hap that me and my team breach the door. Work it out, I've been working out. Peep the triceps, fluid motion. Move together like we line step. Quick to shame you as to why they don't see ya. Whole time they don't come to visit niggas either. If you got my best interest at heart, surely as the sky is blue, I'll do my part. First attempt, every time I parallel park, I'm successful. Invite her to get her clit thumb wrestle. Bitch told me I wasn't nothing special. We still bone. She keeps me grounded, gets me harder than steel toe. Plot scheme, increase my billfold, invade my personal space, you've entered the kill zone. Niggas can't block what was meant, not at all. Pick up the phone in hopes I call it quits, not at all. Ill shit, all things in which I'm involved. I don't mean no harm, I'm just trying to build with my dogs. I don't mean no harm, I'm just trying to build with my dogs. I don't mean no harm, I'm just trying to build with my dogs. Crash a cipher, instigate a bar brawl. Still with the same niggas who roll when the car stalled. Look, no rap sheet, though I look the part. Too many bitches, why the fuck is you in here looking hard? Niggas always looking for some shit to start, I'll never understand it. Spit lines to align planets, keep certain relationships established. Never had it all the way figured out, but made it happen. Tripping like that nigga Chubb really made it rap. Bitch, I've been this nice to even think I'd ever underachieve. Get your tendon sliced. Wanna play with something, shit in the bag and squeeze. Went to your local grocery for cheese and chia seeds. Hoe ass niggas get DDT, diamond cutter, word to your surrogate mother, I'm DDP. Niggas can't block what was meant, not at all. Pick up the phone in hopes I call it quits, not at all. Ill shit, all things in which I'm involved. I don't mean no harm, I'm just trying to build with my dogs. I don't mean no harm, I'm just trying to build with my dogs. I don't mean no harm, I'm just trying to build with my dogs. Build, 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 build.
Check 1 2 1 2.
We're sitting here at Theory One Studios with We got sitting right here in front of me. In the background, we got Maurice there with the camera hanging out with us. So welcome to the show. Thanks for taking the time to come out here.
Man, appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a long time coming. We've been trying to get this going for a little while now. You know, we've had some obstacles in the road a little bit. You know, some reschedules.
Yeah, working the 9 to 5. You know, juggling.
Yep.
But we figured it out.
Totally. Well, and you know, in my experience with these things, it's really kind of. It's always for the best when these things happen. Like these things, they happen when they're supposed to happen.
Yeah, true.
You know, I mean, I've had some like reschedules or even like some redos we've had to do, and whatever comes out at the end has always been the better product anyway. So it's all good. So all right. So you haven't been on the show before, so we always like to do a little bit of a way back machine kind of a thing. You know, we got to go into the history a little bit. So you know, obviously. You are a rapper, but let's go back. You know, in your childhood, when did music come into your life as something significant? You know, as something you were listening to? What was playing around the house as a kid? You know,
so my parents were big like music people. So I used to have the giant speakers with the different cassette tapes and knobs. You know, you got the old ones back in the day, the long. You know, So. My parents met in college, so they had me in the early 20s, so they were still they weren't too old yet, so they used to have parties, and they would play music a lot and stuff like that. So my dad would listen to stuff from, like, Luther Vandross to Guy, or just random. My mom listened to stuff like Usher or some of the early stuff, like R&B stuff. My dad would listen to early rap, like Ice Cube, Tribe Called Quest, stuff like that, you know what I mean? So it's a little mixture of everything. Some soul, gospel, like a little bit of everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And when you're young like that, what are you hearing that's like speaking to you in some way?
You know, it's crazy. So I like all genres of music. So it's really not. It's more so just like if it catches my attention, it could be any type of genre, speed, like BPM, anything like. I don't know, really. It's just, I feel like when you make music and when you kind of just have it in you, it's just that it thing, like on Soul, like the movie Soul, or like, it's just that it factor, you know? So I feel like, I don't know, it's just the rhythm in general. Just, you know, just the way music makes you feel. How it can make you feel 50 different ways, you know? So I don't know. That's a hard question.
I mean, that's the thing about music, right? It goes right to the emotion. I was listening to today some talk about, you know, it's Friday. It's new music release day. And I was listening to, you know, NPR Music Team talk about some of the new releases coming out. And they're talking about, I think it was like Ethel Cain or someone.
You said NPR?
On NPR,
So is that, my bad, side note, is that true that they're getting discontinued? I've been seeing that with PBS Kids.
So they got their funding pulled. So the part of their funding that comes from the federal government, that's the thing that you're seeing. Okay. It's gone.
But it's not like their entire.
No, I mean, so they got other funding.
But that's one of their top dogs.
But it's tough because I mean, I'm a huge NPR nerd. Love that stuff and listened to it since I was a kid. And
that's why I had to make sure that's what you said.
But it's a shame because like they're gonna have to really like pull it in to survive. You know, and people
PBS Kids too, though.
Exactly.
Like, my kids watch that. I watch that.
Support public broadcasting, people.
Come on, man.
I mean, you know, listen. It's if you value that kind of stuff, you know, we all got to step up and support it, you know, throw out that $5 a month or whatever and support those people because they're doing good work. They're putting out, you know.
That's what they should just do probably. I would buy PBS Kids for sure. And Tiny Desk. I would buy that. Or they can add it to something like Apple or, you know what I mean? Get their money somehow. You know?
You think about like the influence, like you just mentioned, Tiny Desk, like what how many artists have we discovered through Tiny Desk concerts, right?
Or you realize like, oh, they did that song. Or you realize like, oh, I never heard their other songs. I just heard the one on the radio. Or you look at an artist differently because like it was a different style maybe in that moment. And I mean, I can't tell you how many artists I've discovered through, you know, reading the team at NPR or listening to what they do. I mean, my dream job would be to work at NPR Music. I mean, and so it's a real shame what's going on with the whole thing. I just noticed that. You know, social media stuff, you can't believe all of that. So I like to see like You know,
it's rough out there, yeah.
But that was my bad. I took us all the way.
Left. Oh no, that's what we're here for. We're here to go on those journeys and see what happens, man. Yeah. So you were mentioning, like the type of music that speaks to you, and it sounds like it's a lot about feel. And I think what we were getting to was the, that music can say so much. Even when there's no lyrics.
Yeah, true.
So, and I guess, so is that like the first thing for you when you hear a song you like? Is that what you gravitate towards? Is
the music? Yeah, that's the first thing, because, so the thing is, I'm an MC, but more so lately I just been producing a lot more. That's just more so the lane I've been in, and so. When I started rapping, I was producing at the same time. I was making my own beats, so I was kind of always juggling the two, but. So shout out to the homie Bruce Leroy. He asked me a question one time. He was like, if you had to choose, what would you choose, rapping or producing? And I never thought about it like that. And I always used to pay attention to my career, and I would put rapping in front of producers. So I would produce a lot of the music for my group I was in. It's called Blackface. So I was in a group two-man duo with my cousin. So I would put all my eggs in that batch. So like other people would be like, man, I want beats or da-da-da-da-da. And I would kind of brush them off because I would take all the good beats for myself or for my group at the time. So then when I moved back to South Bend, I was by myself. So I said, let me take a crack at doing some solo music. So then I did a few solo tapes. That's how I met people like Gold Soul Rebel, Black J, Dre Taylor, just certain Q, just a lot of people from the area and stuff. So
are you doing more producing now for others besides yourself?
So that's really mainly what I do now. I just produce. I do a lot of like duo collab tapes. So like I make the beats and somebody raps.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I just did one with Gold Soul Rebel. I did one with the homie from Florida, Griffith. I did one with, I'm actually working on one with Dre Taylor. He's from Elkhart, but he lives in Atlanta now. My homie Antonio, he's from South Central. Who else? I'm missing people. My homie OTE Rojo, he's from the east side of South Bend. We did a tape. So I just been doing that and just linking with people I have that chemistry with outside of music, So those are people that we might have met through music, and then we had a conversation or we chilled and vibed out for a minute, and then I'm like, okay, we can make some music and make sense. You got to make it make sense. So.
Is that important for you as far as like who you collab with, having that kind of connection? Or
yes, I think it's very important. I think it makes the music better, and then there's certain issues you can stop yourself from having when it's somebody that you can trust outside of the music business and outside of, what I'm saying, you know them as a person in a way. Like, you kind of like, it's one thing when you meet in the studio, it's another thing when you go to somebody's house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't just invite anybody to your house. You don't invite anybody to come and sit and eat with you and your family and things of that nature. So when you get to doing that, it's like, okay, we could, you know what I'm saying? I like to work with not like-minded individuals, just people that just think different, think outside the box, think for themselves, have a message, whatever the message is, so because I feel like when I was rapping, I could only make one style of music, but producing, I can make music for this person, you know what I'm saying? So I have like R&B, neo-soul type vibes with the homie Phantom Threat and Molly from the West Coast, and then I could do something with Gold Soul Rebel or Antonio, and it's dark, and so it's just really just getting different vibes out. When you make beats, it's like I make the words in the beat, like the feeling. I make it feel a certain type of way to make that person, you know what I'm saying, catch whatever they catch to it, So
it's a great way to stretch different muscles too, because like you said, you kind of get, we can maybe stick to our comfort zones sometimes a little bit too much.
Because you know what you want to do.
Yeah. Or what you're good at, what feels comfortable.
Yeah, it's so many subgenres inside of a genre. So, for example, I like what you would classify boom bap, real rap, hip hop stuff. That's what they would classify it as, I guess.
Yeah.
But just nostalgia, 90s sound, sample bass, that type of stuff. So... But inside of that, it's different subgenres just inside of that, because you can make dark music, you can make like lighter music, you can make R&B with it now, you can make, you know what I'm saying, just different, it's different subgenres. So that's what I kind of been digging into lately. Like I want to tap into this, I want to tap into that, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going back, obviously we talked a little bit about what you were listening to, but at what point did you turn to creating your own music, and where did that start? Did it start with writing? Did it start with the beats? What was the entryway there?
It was kind of a tag team thing. So when I first ever, a lot of people start from poetry, so you kind of learn that in school.
Yeah.
So I had a teacher, my 6th grade teacher, and she was really big on poetry. So she would teach us about like Maya Angelou and all that type of stuff. So she taught us how to do poetry, and that's when I started to do like poems. But around about 13, I say around when I was like around 13 years old, maybe 14, 13. It's like in the 8th grade. My cousin introduced me to FL Studio, and then a lot of music dropped that kind of made me pay attention to rap music. So like Get Rich or Die Trying came out, Through the Wire. College Dropout came out. I think it was the first Ludacris album, Back for the First Time or something like that. Trap music was kind of around that. The big, like one of T.I.'s best albums. It was just a good time it was a shift in hip hop music, and it caught my attention, especially Kanye, because I could relate to being that type of person in that type of environment almost that he grew up in, So it was giving us a different perspective than the one we were used to hearing all the time.
Totally, yeah. I mean, that was that era where hip-hop was definitely really being pulled into the mainstream, and there's some good in that, and there's some bad in that too. But it gave the opportunity for a lot of artists to try a bunch of different new things and their own twist on it. And you look at all the branches from those times that we have now.
Yeah, from like a Pharrell to a Kanye. Those are two good examples, Pharrell and Kanye, about how they're kind of like the forefront of that era. Some of those producers,
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, yeah. So when you're putting pen to paper, like what are you channeling there? Are you channeling, are you telling stories? Are you bringing out personal stuff?
So it's crazy. So I haven't recorded a song probably in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Or like a year and a half, because I've just been producing for everybody. But I write bars all the time. So I have hella songs, like... Can I cuss?
Oh, go right ahead. Yep.
Well, I'm not going over. I'm not a.
No, you're good. Yeah.
I didn't ask. But so what was I saying?
We're talking about your writing. What are you writing about?
Yeah. So just basically, I go off of real life. So sometimes I take breaks anyway from rapping, so I can kind of live life and go through this, go through that. I have 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's. From an 11-year-old to almost 1-year-old, so that's a big gap, So dealing with that type of stuff, being a musician, and then having a 9-to-5, and trying to juggle lifestyle. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is important, I think, if you're constantly churning out whatever your creative outlet, if you're constantly churning out stuff, like, you kind of run the well dry if you don't go back out and live some life a little bit, right?
Yeah, and then I'll do that, and then I'm like, okay, in between that time, I might be riding in the car, or I might be at work on one of the machines, and I might be like, oh, that's a bar.
Yeah.
Write that down real quick in notes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to that. Like,
are you an electronic guy? You doing those notes on your phone? Are you a pen and paper guy?
Well, I used to be like that with the pen and paper, but iPhone times, once the iPhone kicked in, it's just notes. It looked just like the paper.
Yep.
That's true. I had that same book.
Yeah, I mean, I still like my pen and paper, but
Yep. It's just quicker and just. Then for me, making beats too, it's kind of like bouncing back and forth. It's just easier. It's just all on my phone.
Yeah.
iCloud, You can save it, so then when you want to put your lyrics up, you got it.
Definitely, yeah. So, what does the process for the beats look like? Like, where do you start when you're digging into that world?
It goes back to what we were talking about earlier about a feeling. So, I sample off of vinyl. I'll sample from a movie. I'll sample off of YouTube. Anything that my phone could connect to. I have a record player, so I sample from a lot of different things. I'm a part of this group called Duck World. And they do like weekly challenges. The Chicago chapter is the one I go to. I actually have a show out there, I think September 26th, if I'm not mistaken. Or 26th. Whatever that Saturday is. I got to give you the day on that later.
We'll put that in the show notes for sure,
yeah. So we do challenges out there. So I get my inspiration just from, I pop a record in, or I do like rhythm roulette style. You know what Rhythm Roulette is?
I don't know. Hit me.
Okay, you know who Mass Appeal is?
Yeah.
So Mass Appeal has this it's a segment and they get producers and they blindfold them and they make them pick 3 records random out of the record store and they have to make something out of that, whatever they get. So it's called Rhythm Roulette. So I kind of do that with my records. I just, close my eyes or, so I have my records mixed up. They're not in order, but I do that on purpose because I want to remember, like by looking at it, like, oh, I remember there was a song on there. Yeah. Or like I do mental notes like that. So,
yeah. So you're, the collection you're pulling from, I mean, is that like multi-genre? Like
I'm trying to get into it because I started over. So when I used to live in California, we had crates of records because my uncle, he had a lot of his, so we got to use his too. And then my cousin, he kind of had a lot, so I was just adding on to that. We had a super, it's still there. So when I moved back, I couldn't bring that with me, so I had to start over. So I kind of actually just started over again. So I got about three crates or so right now, and it's just mixed up. So I started off with trying to get a lot of soul, like more so like soul, like funk, like some some Aretha Franklin to some Donny Hathaway, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, like trying to get the essentials. Yeah. As far as in the soul, that area. And now I'm trying to get my jazz right. So I got to get my Ahmad Jamals and Al Jarreau and just all of them. I need to get to get right. Who did I just get? My stepdad just sent me somebody to Miles Davis. Like I need to get some more Miles Davis. I got what's the Blue Notes? What's the one with the blue? I can't think of what it's called, but it's blue something. But
yeah. So you pull this out, and then what you're listening for something that strikes a feeling, emotion,
something that makes me like, oh, I could flip that. Yeah, I'm a sample based producer, so I just hear the sample, I was like, ooh, and then I just start calculating in my head. I'm gonna chop this up. I'm gonna do this. So then I just lay it on whatever weapon of choice I choose. I use anything from the MPC 1 to the SP 404. To the Roland P6, to the Ableton Move. I just got an Ableton Move. I've been going crazy with that. And the Sonic Wear Lo-Fi 12XT. So I'm kind of like a hardware-based producer. So I mix those. Sometimes I use two of them to make one beat together or whatever. And I just pick my weapon of choice.
Nice, yeah. That's great. You have any... heroes in particular in the producing world that you're like, I like what they do. That's not that you're mimicking them, but
I probably got my sound from. I could say that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Jay Dilla, Mallet, Knife Wonder, Rock Marciano, Q-Tip, just all of that.
Yeah.
It's way more though, but
so all right. So you mentioned you haven't been doing as much of the rap lately. You're doing more beats. So let's talk about some of the projects you've been doing lately. Who you've been working with?
So I dropped a tape like a month ago or so. It's called The Adventures of Baldhead Tony and Sin from Shaolin. It's like a little cartoon, comic book style thing. I dropped the EP. My friend Antonio from South Central. So it's like 7 songs on there. We just dropped that. That's on all platforms. I got all the links on my Instagram too. So
yeah, definitely. And we'll toss that in the show notes for sure.
Who else I've been working with? Me and Griffith dropped the tape a couple months ago. This is actually our second tape. So he did one when I rapped and he made beats, and then we switched it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So then he did on this last one. I made the beats and he rapped. So
that's cool.
But now that I don't rap, I'm just gonna keep working with him on that end.
So is that a done deal? Is that for sure? Or are you just gonna?
Probably, but I'm like
when the muse strikes.
I don't want it to be. I just do it whenever I want to. I want to almost be like an Alchemist. That's another big person I like. How Alchemist just kind of he raps whenever he wants to. Yeah. But we all know him for making beats. Yeah. But he can rap, and he had a rap career prior to that, and so I would kind of say that's almost the route I'm taking.
Yeah.
Like an Alchemist, and he's been dropping so many fire tapes. He just dropped the one with Freddie Gibbs. That's really good. Who else he drop one with? He just dropped one with Larry June. It's a lot of rappers he's been working with. He's doing one with Erykah Badu.
Nice.
I think that comes out in like a week or two. Yeah.
So does that keep you pretty much strictly in the studio then, or do you get out there and do stuff, in front of an audience? Are you like any DJing or backing up, rappers?
So I DJ for Gold Soul Rebel.
Okay.
So if you ever, I call him Soli. So when I say Soli, that's what I'm referring to. But Soli, Gold Soul Rebel, me and him have a tape. What's that called? Nobody's Home. We dropped that a few months ago, and we're working on the part 2 right now. So hopefully by like fall, early winter, we'll have something.
All right.
But so I DJ for him with the SP 404, and then I do beat sets. So I got that show in September with Duck World, and we just have some beat shows, live beat shows. I bring the SP 404 and do my effects, get busy with that. So I do that. I work with the homie Action Adam, so he kind of books us for a lot of beat shows.
Yeah, Action's been on here. Yeah,
it's a good friend of mine. It's my bro, and we're actually in the works of trying to do something for Thanksgiving, a beat show for Thanksgiving. So that's in the process. So more so just bringing that culture to this area.
Yeah,
like it's a beat culture. It's people who go to shows and all they do is play beats and sit there and listen to beats. You know what I mean? So. And people perform them live, and it's a dope thing. So,
when you're out there doing that, are there ever any opportunities to are you taking the beat work or the production work and do anything with it outside of hip hop, or is it strictly in the hip hop genre? Are you mixing it up a little bit, or?
We're not opposed to mixing it up, but as far as like with the producing, it's just whoever wants to get down, really. So it's really open, but. Of course, if you kind of make a style of music, that's more so who is all the people that's attached to it, like NSGTS, SO, Jesus producer Black Looks. It's a lot of people that's kind of like in that world here. But then we got other people like Mookie Magnolia, Prophet on the Track. They kind of make more like the other side of hip hop, like trap and Detroit style music and stuff like that. But with Action Adam, he kind of blends those two things. Like he'll have us, and then he'll have like a band. He'll have like City Sun Band or something.
Yeah, all at one event, kind of all at one event.
So you'll get all of that. Yeah. So he just did an event like a couple weeks ago, like that.
Yeah, the big thing over at Stockroom, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because I played some beats there, and I DJ for Soli. Yeah, so
that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, we are in this beautiful moment in history where, because of the connectivity of the internet and all the tools we have at hand, we can do all these kind of like mixing and matching and merging of genres and see how things piece together. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful time. So all right. So it sounds like you got project upcoming with you and Soli. Anything else in the works right now?
Where do I start? Because I send beats to a lot of people. So me and my friend Phantom Thread, we got a part 2 coming out. We dropped a tape earlier this year called The Good Fight. That's more, he's like a hip hop / like neo soul. He sings and raps. He's pretty dope. And who else? Who else am I working with right now? We're working on another one with Soli. Working on another one with Griffith. I just sent him some beats. My cousin Funk Logic, who we're a duo called Blackface. Him and another friend of mine, Poetic Force, out in LA. They do music together like a duo, and we're working on the tape. We just dropped a single called Star. And so that was co-produced by me and my homie Mike Wolf. He's pretty like hands-on. Like he'll get on the keyboard, he'll get on the drums. So he just added to my flavor and we put it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got a tape coming out. Bro, I could keep going on.
Well, it's funny because it seems like it's not that much time in between. You're always like, you send me a link and like, here's the new thing coming out. Here's the new thing coming out. It's like, well, man, when does this guy sleep?
Think about it. So that's really what I thought about. I said, with me, I'm only making music with me. But if I produce for 10 different people, I'm constantly dropping music.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. That's
I got
real.
The cheat code. Yeah. So yeah, I make it say what you is. So it's like, you see, we working, and I make beats every day. So what I'm gonna do, just sit on these beats, and nobody gets on them. So you got to give them out to the world.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Where do you find the time for this, for your creativity? I mean, you mentioned, you've worked full time. You got 3 kids, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so like, when's your moment to sit down and like dig
when they're asleep, on lunch break, stuff like that. At work, when I can get a little break, I might just pull it out because like the Ableton Move is pretty small, and I don't use computers, so I could just pull it got a speaker on it, so I could just chop up right there. So that's what I do. I kind of got like a mobile. I got like maybe 3 machines that are battery powered, and they can go mobile, so I just take that with me, and just so whenever I get the time, like when the kids are asleep, vacation days, weekends, I kind of get time to. Whenever I got time, but I at least try to do an hour a day, hour to 2 hours a day. At least and sometimes I might just make 1 beat in an hour, or I just might make 1 beat, and I'm like, cool, I did something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. Yeah. I mean, anyone creative out there struggling, we were talking a little bit about this before we sat down in here, but I think there's an importance to that repetition.
Yeah, he's got to keep doing it.
Yeah. Even if what you're making isn't necessarily the greatest.
Yeah, just don't put it out. You get out of it, you just got to make it like so it's like, that's why I can't really explain my process. I know a lot of times I start off with my sample first, but when I got that sample, I automatically just go in my brain like, all right, I want it to sound like this, and I chop it up. It's simple because of how much I do it. So I could do it without even kind of like how you just drive. You ever catch yourself driving and you in autopilot?
Yep.
I'm like, dang, that's crazy. I could just crash right now. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, like
crazy.
where the last few minutes
how did
go,
I even know how to do that? Like, it's crazy. It's because it's in your brain. Like, you do it every day. So you don't really think twice about it. It's second nature.
Yep. And, the only way to get through those rough spots is keep on pushing through, man. You got to dig through the dirt to get to the treasure.
Or I make a beat and sit there for an hour and make 1 beat, or 2 hours and make 1 beat, and then I'll delete it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care. I used to hold on to music like, I'm going to keep this for myself, or I'm going to keep this for this person. Nope, whoever hear this beat first, if you like it, here it go. I can make another one.
There you go. Yeah.
That's the type of attitude I got with it right now, so.
I think that's the way to be. Mm-hmm. You can't be too precious about it. You know?
You got to be confident in your craft.
Yeah. So what about the kids? They think what you do is cool? Are they into it at all? Or are they like, Dad, you're lame?
Yeah, so actually, my daughter just turned 4 yesterday. What's today, the 8th? Yeah, yesterday she turned 4. So we got her, it's this VTech. It's like half of it is like a DJ thing, and the other half is like you can make beats on it. You can like record, you can use Bluetooth, all of that. It's like legit. Yeah. And so I bought her that because she likes to get on my machines and stuff. So sometimes I let them, mess with the pads and stuff like that. And like my baby son, he's real big on like rhythm. So I'm like, I might have to get him some like drums or like bongos or something. He likes to hit like, and he knows how to do it like as far as like he's making a noise. So I can see it already. So, but my older daughter, she's more into like art. She likes to sing and stuff. Like she likes music, but I don't think she's gonna be like art, like a musician or anything. She's more so like artistic and stuff like that. Like she draws and stuff like that.
Yeah. How important is that for you, instilling a love of creativity in them?
To be honest, I don't want my kids to make music. If they did, it's cool, but it's a lot that comes with this. Like sometimes, like I'm not gonna. It's not. I don't know how to say this without it sounding crazy. But sometimes you can regret like having this gift. Like, because it can stop you from having other opportunities because you got to put your music first, or because you care so much about that, you might spend money on this or do something that you probably could have did something else. But it's the sacrifice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would just say that because sometimes your life could be a little easier if you did the norm.
Yeah.
But you don't want I don't want my kids to be normal. I want my kids to be different. So I don't put it on them. If they naturally, like, whatever they gravitate towards, just help them. Like, because I feel like our past generations, they looked at stuff as pipe dreams, and they didn't help us get, like my parents, for example. I always think, what if my parents, when I first was making beats on FL Studios, they could have came and said, here go an MPC, I bought it for you. Seeing that I was that into it. And,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
it,
Instead of saying, me and my dad used to argue about it for years until he saw, okay, this is what he wants to do. It's not going nowhere.
Yeah.
So then he had to accept it. But at first, he's like, man, you get a job. Like, we come from that generation. So I just want my kids to do what they want to do, whatever. Just, it has to be something you want to do. As long as you want to do it, it could be art. It could be nothing. It could be nothing creative. If you want to be I don't know. If you want to drive buses, or I don't know, like
you got a passion for it.
Yeah,
though,
you got
right?
a passion for something. Like just do what's your real passion, and I'm gonna support you.
Yeah, that's important. Mm-hmm. How do your parents feel now about your work? Now you've been doing it for so long.
Okay, so this is crazy. So my parents, I moved to California when I was like 20. I turned 21 out there. So I kind of was moving around before then, trying to figure stuff out here. And my dad was like, you got a choice. Either you could stay here and work with me. He was working at AM General at the time. And he was, this was a time where they had a lot of jobs, and a lot of young kids my age, 18, 19, was getting jobs there. So he's like, you can either come work with me, or you could go to California with your cousin and stay out there and, go follow your dreams. He's like, either way, I'm not going to tell you what's the right choice to make, but just, make that choice. So, of course, I said, I'm going for it, because I can always come back and get a job somewhere else if it's not there, So I did it, and that was kind of the best thing I did, because even like to this day, I still have a lot of those connections. I still go back. Like my cousin, we still have like a company, Asiatic Rhythms, that we started together. He has a clothing store. So all of that is still there. So I still have homies and all the people I still work with and all that type of stuff. So that was kind of one of the best things I did, because that's how I found myself. And I feel like that's when I took music seriously, when I left where I was from to go to somewhere where I probably knew 10 people. I only knew my cousin, and I had a few other cousins there, their mom, and then my uncle who I stayed with, and then the homies that my cousin put me around. That's it. Nobody else. So it was like you had to start from ground zero to really see if you're talented enough to even really be, it gave me the confidence, and I learned a lot in those years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was saying that to say, so my parents did good. They like believed in me. But, so my dad passed away. So that's the reason why I moved back. My dad passed away in 2014, I think. Yeah, 2014. So I moved back because he was kind of getting sick. And when I would come back to visit and stuff, they would see the certain things like Blackface was doing, my group and stuff, and just seeing all the moves we was making and stuff like that. We had it's a movie called Dear White People. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
So we have
in the show, yeah.
Yeah, we have a song in there. So it's towards the end of the movie, but it's a part of we have a song in that movie. So like things like that was happening, and so my parents could see this, so they're like, okay, good. So I would come home, give them my CD, and they were pretty cool about it. But then my dad, he passed away in 2014, but I knew he was proud of me. And then my mom, she supports me. She helped me buy my MPC. She was like, what you want? She was like, you never asked for anything. What you want? Like, what's something that you really want? I said, man, I do want that new MPC. And she said, how much is it? So I sent it. She's like, well, I'll give you this much. So I just had to pay the little extra. You know what I'm saying? I said, bet. Like, I'll take that. Appreciate it. So, they supported me.
That's great.
My mom buys every album on Apple, like not, you know what I mean? Like on iTunes. Like, goes and actually buys
the actual album.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's great. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And as we always say on the show, this is the opportunity for me to say, give musicians your money. Don't just stream it. Buy that stuff, folks. Get in there and buy that physical copy, buy that digital copy, whatever. But support your artists. Support your artists.
Them. Come
Can't
on.
just be our moms, right?
Yeah,
we gotta get.
That's why I like the information you just sent me about that with the insurance and all that. That's crazy. That's a super dope idea.
Yeah. It's important. It's important to support art and all that, and So and it's great. It's great that they saw the value in what you were doing, the creativity in it, and supported that. So, yeah, that's great. So how did the Dear White People thing come about? Because I mean, that was a big show when the show was on, and that spun off the movie. So
so the movie was first. So this is how it goes. This was when I was staying in LA. We had a manager at the time. She was cool with the music director, the guy who was over the music for the movie. So that movie started off as a Sundance festival. It won like best movie.
Yeah.
So Lionsgate bought that movie. So just to give you some backstory on it. So she was cool when it was still just like a underground type movie. It didn't really get anywhere yet when they made it. She knew the music guy. So he was like, hey, I know you work with so-and-so. Tell them to send some, I need some music. We sent them maybe like 5-7 songs. And then the song we sent them was like a throwaway song that we didn't even care. It was just like to fill it up. Like I sent them one more. And that's the one they picked.
That's usually how that goes, right?
We were like, bro, that's crazy. Out of all that, we had some fire in there. They was like, it's called Believe in God, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's towards the end of the movie. It's like a scene where the principal is yelling. They're like arguing. The principal and the girl who has the radio station.
Yeah.
She was like a mixed girl. Yeah. They're arguing. So our song is playing in the background.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to go check that movie out again. It's been a minute since I've seen it, but now it's gonna be a whole new light. So I mean, it's a great movie, and the show's really good too. And speaking of that, as the white dude in the room, like white people, watch that show, man. It's there's some lessons there you gotta learn.
It was a great like median to talk because I think everybody can learn from it. You know what I'm saying?
Those difficult conversations. And,
that's good, we're all human at the end of the day. That's being honest about it,
Yeah, we're all just stumbling through, trying, hopefully trying at least, but that's so cool. I can't wait to go check that out again.
Yeah.
So, all right.
I don't know where it's streaming on right now. I have to see if I still have I went to Target and bought it because I'm like, I'm gonna buy this.
Yeah, you gotta put it on the shelf, right?
Yeah. So I can say, so I gotta see where that's at, honestly.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think I know the show was a Netflix show.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And I think for a while the movie was on there, but
it was on Hulu too for a while.
Yeah.
But I don't know where it's at now. You probably can go on your smart TV and just search it.
Find it. Yeah, but good stuff. Good stuff either way. Yeah. So definitely check that out. So.
Sorry, that was mine.
Oh, is that yours? All right, no worries. So you got sounds like you got some new stuff coming out. You got the show in Chicago coming up. What's the fall rest of the year looking like for you as far as gonna be studio time, events, a little bit of both? What's going on?
Yeah, so the fall that Thanksgiving show I was trying to that I was telling you about, I'm trying to put together. So that might be in the works.
And that's the one with Action Adam?
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah. So we just kind of talked about it. So we trying to get that together.
I got to get out there. Ever since I had Adam on, I've been trying to get out to one of his events, and something in life comes up every single time. In like Stockroom East, that was the one where like I'm definitely gonna make it, and then something popped up, and I missed that one unfortunately. So
he always does something.
That's true. He doesn't slow down. Sounds like
dude, he's man. That's my guy though.
Yeah. Shout out Adam.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good dude. Yeah. You said what else I got going on?
Just what's the rest of your year looking like for you? Yeah.
Really nothing. Really just grinding, staying in the studio, dropping new music. That's really it. Just trying to stay consistent with that. So, I get shows every now and then. I'm really like a seclusive person. So that's why people like Dilla and Madlib and stuff like that, I liked them because they were like mysterious. They were more like hands-on. Like Dilla used to have to go to his house just to get beats from him. So I like that type of stuff. Like,
yeah.
That's why I said I like to be with somebody, like this is my guy. Like outside of whatever he does for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like we just talk about regular stuff. So that bleeds into the music when you can have those sentiments with another person, like your friend. You can become friends with people. It can become a little bit. That's why I say I can make a beat and have a certain feeling, and then I'll give it to Sully, and he'll kind of like say what I would say almost without not saying it like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like he's saying what I heard. Like I can hear you on. Like I'll make a beat and I'll say, oh, I can hear Sully on this, and I'll send it to him. He'll be like, oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of like a connection.
Well, it's a real blessing to like for any of us to be able to just to like get to hang out and make stuff with our friends, you know? So, yeah. Well, good deal, man. Well, Sin, thank you for coming out, hanging out at the Theory One Studios.
No, man, thank you.
Letting us know what's going on. And,
thank you for having me. I want to come back, man.
For sure.
Friends back next time.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see if we can get you in for one of these lives. Want to hear something?
Yeah, we could do something. We could do a beat. We could do a beat show. We could do I could DJ for somebody. I could bring a few artists and do a little thing. We could do whatever.
Sounds good, man. Yeah. All right. Well, everyone, check out what Sin's got going on. We got all the links in the show notes, and yeah, thanks.
Appreciate you.
You have been listening to Anywhere the Needle Drops from Red Chuck Productions. Keep up on new episodes of this show, our live events and various creations and other happenings over at redchuckproductions.com or by following us on social media at Red Chuck Productions. Special thanks to Hero Jr. for our theme music. You can check them out over at herojuniormusic.com. That is Hero, Hero, Junior, JR, music.com. A big shout out to Paul Clemson and Theory One Productions for handling sound duties and so much more. Check out their magic over at theory1productions.com. And a big thank you to Earthworks Audio for outfitting the Red Chuck studio. See their microphones and their other products over at earthworksaudio.com. Be sure to support all of our guests by visiting their websites, social media, clicking that subscribe button, seeing them live, and checking out their merch stores. Give musicians and artists your money. We'll be back with the next episode. Until then, thank you for your time. Here's to life.